One of the greatest honors I've had in my life is to serve as a judge in Fayette County. But the honor of wearing the robe comes with a deep responsibility to serve the citizens of Fayette County passionately, honestly, and fairly.
Hi folks, welcome back. I was asked two simple questions. Why do they wear wigs? And I don't mean the general public or say Trump. Why do the judges, the Bar Association, wear wigs? It's a very sad case, and unfortunately it's been happening for what I can see is hundreds of years. Others tell me it's been happening for thousands of years. But essentially the tradition comes from this. And I'm going to be very detailed on this, so do listen very carefully, all right? And it's part of zero tolerance as well, because you don't need to tolerate this sort of stuff. This is a wig. You see them wearing it in court. Sometimes the fiduciary or the judge there will say, cloak up, and I'll come on to that. Universally, okay, this wig, this artificial wig, is not there as a substitute for your hair. It is there, and ask any religious person, it's there to hide your wicked thoughts or their wicked thoughts from our Creator. Because no man can stand in judgment over another. So in order to do that, they put the wig on so God may not see their wicked thoughts. As absurd as it is, that's what they believe. That's why they would change words like creator to God, because God is not a creator. It's a creation of man. The word is creator, and this is creation. We live in creation, irrespective of whether that's of a principle of evolution or not. We're dealing with a creator and creation. So they put this on because they're about to play. And I know it looks comical, and ladies and gentlemen, it is comical. So why should you tolerate this? Why would you tolerate it? Show no tolerance, zero tolerance to this. So if I'm wearing this, I'm essentially hiding my thoughts from my Creator for the ills that I'm going to do you. And sometimes when you don't see the judges wearing these things, you will find on top of where they are, there's a canopy. And that canopy acts as a way that the wig does. This looks absurd, so why accept it in a court? Do you see any umpire, a person that's overseeing a cricket match, umpire I think they call them, do you see him wearing these things? And if they are wearing anything as a headdress, is to shield themselves or their eyes from the sun. It's a practical use. But this, ladies and gentlemen, only has one use. It's to hide the wicked thoughts of what's going on. The clerks and the courts are run by the church on church lands, as Northampton County Court is. But it's not a county court, it's a business centre, pretending. And it's on church lands. Okay? You see the absurdity of it, and I'm sorry to repeat myself, but you have to fix your ideas. You need to fix your thoughts on the tradition of what this is. Ask any religious person why they wear a cover on their scalp, especially the Middle Eastern parts, or the Catholic tradition of doing that, where they put the scarf over their head when they go into church and things. So they hide their thoughts, hide their thinking, the volition from their Creator. If you think, and if they got you believing that the Creator cannot see through a wig, then there is something terribly wrong. Would you not agree with that? Ask them to take it off. Full stop. No wigs allowed. When you go into court, what do they ask you to do? Take your cap off, your head. Anything that's on your head, they ask you to take it off or you can't come in. Yet they wear it. Is that called hypocrisy? Because they don't want you to hide your thoughts from the Creator. Do you see how in-depth, ladies and gentlemen, it's going, and how hypocritical it's going? I can go on and on about this. Do you know what this ponytail is, ladies and gentlemen? Do you know what it is? It's what the male witches wear. What is it called? A warlock. What does warlock mean? It means warfare, warring, worship, worship. The continuation of the evidence with the words supports the bureaucracy and the mechanisms that they are using. I have shown you an opening into their world. It's up to you not to tolerate these things. It's an absurdity to think such a thing can happen. Now let me go on to the cape, or the robe that they wear. Give me a few seconds to put it on. This, ladies and gentlemen, is the mourning robe. The mourning robe is to show respect for the dead. Because when they bring you into court, or when the governments write to you, or the county coroner has a record of you in all capitals, it means you're dead. And they call you as dead people. And hence when they ask you to all rise, and how many times have you seen that in voodoo shows? How many times have you seen that in James Bond, when they tap with a sword on the gravestone and say all rise? How many times have you seen that happening with sirs and lords, when the Queen taps them on their shoulder, giving them life? It's necromancy, ladies and gentlemen. Rituals of the dead. This is the mourning robe. It is honor. It is there to show honor to the dead, which they're doing. This is purple. And they wear a purple scarf on times of Lent and Advent, once again telling you it's a religious ritual, a rite, R-I-T-E. And is there to signify sorrow and suffering. You're there to suffer and show sorrow. For what, ladies and gentlemen? I don't know. The white is to show purity. Full stop. So it casts no shadows. But it's only a sliver. Nothing else. Everything else is an open advertisement that they are speaking to the dead. Now let me take this and put it on top of my head. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, it does look comical. And yes, ladies and gentlemen, I have the right to passe syntax this. And yes, ladies and gentlemen, I am an iconoclast. And I have the ability to break their codes, just as I do with their movies, because I've broken their codes and I'm sharing it with the rest of the world. What is it that I'm doing here, ladies and gentlemen, with this wig on? What is it, ladies and gentlemen, that I am doing with this mourning robe? What is it, ladies and gentlemen, that I am doing wearing a priest's robe on the day of Lent and Advent? to show sorrow and suffering. Suffering means consent. Sorrow means woe. Woe means war. War means worship on a ship. Warship, worship. They're all one same word. They play with the vowels. Ladies and gentlemen, take a look